Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Escorting the Billionaire by Lee James. Leah James? Not quite sure how to say her first name. In this book, you are following James Preston. His brother is getting married and he needs a date to the wedding activities. He does not have a girlfriend, so he hires an escort from like a high-end escort service named Audrey to be his date to the wedding. There are many events leading up to the wedding. They are going to the wedding and then they're going together on the honeymoon with the bride and groom. James Preston's family is very, very rich and very well to do, and he is also a billionaire. He does not care about like fame and power and doesn't have the same views on money and family money as his family does. But he doesn't want his family to find out that Audrey is an escort. And so there's another story behind it too. There's obviously side stories. But this is a spicy romance, so they do end up falling in love. And then his mom's the villain because she's like, "You're not good enough for my son." Even when she doesn't know that Audrey's an escort, she still is just like, "You're not good enough for my son." And so, fighting about that. This is Pretty Woman. This is just a retelling of Pretty Woman. I first read this book many years ago. I owned it on my Barnes & Noble Nook, which I think they still make those, but they are not popular anymore. So I read this book like well over 10 years ago. At the time, I didn't realize that it was Pretty Woman, but reading reviews of it now, I'm like, oh yeah, it is. Also, controversial opinion, I don't really care for the movie Pretty Woman, so I didn't automatically think, hey, this is the same story as that movie. But that's what it is. It got a slightly higher rating for me just because of the nostalgia factor, because it's something that I had read in the past, and I remembered liking it, so when I saw it on Kindle Unlimited, I downloaded it. It's just basically your everyday spicy romance. Not anything great, not anything memorable, but it was fun to read again, and I enjoyed going back to that story, even if it really is not original at all. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Beach Read by Emily Henry. In this book, you are following January. Her father has recently passed away, and at his funeral, she found out that he was having an affair, had this whole second life in this small town in Michigan, I believe. And he has left the house to her. So she goes to this house to clean it out, every intent of selling it. She doesn't want to know anything about this other woman. Her neighbor is a grumpy man named Gus. His name is Augustus, but he goes by Gus. Actually, he goes by Everett, which is his last name. But she calls him Gus. They used... Long complicated. They used to know each other in college. Now they don't. And Gus is also a writer. January is a writer. But she hasn't written a new book. She has a deadline. She can't find inspiration for a new book. She hasn't been able to write one. Gus is also a writer working on a book. He writes dark, scary, true crime, culty books. She writes light and fluffy romance books. They're both struggling with inspiration and struggling to write things, so they make a bet that they will each write a book by the end of the summer, so they have 3 weeks. They have 3 months to write a book, and January is going to write like a dark, depressing, world-ending book, and Gus is going to write a light, fluffy romance book, so they're swapping genres. And then they have until the end of summer to do it, and they're going to see like whose book gets bought and sold, everything like that. This is a romance book, so as the time goes on, they spend more time together, and of course they fall in love. They find out about each other's dark pasts and dark secrets, and then they fall in love because it's Emily Henry, and that's what happens in Emily Henry books and romance books in general. I liked this book. This is the third Emily Henry book that I'd read. I liked this one. I read Book Lovers earlier this year and liked that one more. Like I said in my review for book lovers, I love books about books and books about authors, so I enjoyed that part. I don't know, just something. A lot of people love this book. They say Beach Read is their favorite Emily Henry. I did enjoy it. It's still very highly rated for me. Just something about book lovers I liked more. But if you like books about books, if you like, lighthearted, there's some deep stuff. If you're looking for a romance with a little bit of spice, there is some, but not a lot. You like books about books, then I suggest you check out Beach Read. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.